Well, it's that time of the year again, people. You know what that means, right? We're in the summer, and every single year, you always hear parents leaving their kids in a hot car. And it's more women's that does it than men do. I'm not going to sit here and say that men don't leave kids in the car, but it's normally more women's that leave their child in a hot car, including their pets, too. I've seen it every year, man. You hear about some of these women leave the child in a hot car because when they go party, or they forgot. I forgot that my son and daughter was in the back seat. I forgot. How in the world you forget, man? It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Every single year, man, these women just play dumb and just leave their child in a hot car. They're not used to having a baby. You put the baby in the back seat of the car, so how in the world you forget that you left your child in the car, though? I don't get it, man. I just don't get that part, man. And for all you kids out there that's around the age 7 or 8 or 9 years old, you kids got arms and you got legs. If you're about 7 or 8 or 9 years old and your mom or your dad decide to leave you in that hot ass car, get out of the freaking car, okay? But I don't want to get out of the car. I'm afraid I'm going to get a whooping. If you don't get out of that car, you're going to die. You're going to die. So, you kids are like around 7 to 8 years old that can walk and get out of the car, get out of the car. It wasn't that bad back in my days. Back in my days, my parents left me in the car, but you know what I did? When it got too hot in the car, I go in the store and go find my mother. That's what I did. I didn't just stay in the car. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, when it got too hot in the car, I get out of the car and I go find my mother in the store somewhere. That's what I did when I was a kid. I did it a lot. Now, did my mother ever whoop me? No, she never whooped me. But I know all parents is different. But I know some parents rather for their kids to sit in the car and be like, hey, I'm only going to be here for 5 minutes. The next thing you know, you start to get hot. And if you're 7, 8, or 9 or 10 years old, get out of the car and go to the store and go find your mother. Watch what store she goes in. Watch what store your parents go in first. But either way, get out of the car. Get out of the car and find some shade somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Just do that, kids. Because, some of you kids out there just don't have common sense. For the ones that's like 7 or 8 or 9 years old, you kids just sit in the car and just die when you got arms and legs. Now, for newborn babies that can't walk and doesn't have arms, they can't do anything. But, you parents out there should be ashamed of yourselves leaving your kids in the car like that. Every single year, I hear about it. Every year. I don't think I ever hear an incident of parents leaving their child in a cold car and the child ended up freezing to death. I don't think I ever heard on the news like that. It's always around the summertime that these parents be leaving their child in a hot car. For all you parents out there that leave your child in a hot car, how would y'all feel if someone left y'all in a hot ass car? Just barricade y'all in there where y'all can't escape. Put y'all in a hot room that's like 100-some degrees in the room. People don't think about that, man. When you got kids, man, it's time to take responsibility. Things change. Things ain't like what it used to be, where you think you can just go in the store and you can just take your time. But, when you got kids, say you ain't got time to bull crap in that store. That's why it's best to sometimes, and I don't really recommend people leaving their child in the car because there's a lot of perverts and pedophiles out there. But see, back in my days, it wasn't really that bad when you leave your child in the car. It wasn't that bad. But nowadays, you leave your child in the car and someone from the parking lot sees that, you're going to jail. You're going to jail for child abuse. Ain't no way I can leave my child in the car like that in a hot ass car. Cause it gets hot in that car quick. It gets hot in that car very quick. And these little kids just sit there and just cry, especially a little newborn baby. They just sitting there crying, sweating, suffocating in there while the parents in the freaking store taking their own sweet time, looking around and everything like that. I don't get it, man. Y'all don't have nobody in your family to look out for the kids or whatever like that. Because, people trying to be cheap. They don't want to send their child to daycare because they trying to be cheap. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta put your child in daycare or do something, or have somebody in your family that you can trust with your child. I'd rather have somebody in my family or put my child in daycare than for my child to sit there and suffocate in a 100-degree car with all the windows closed up. You know? Sometimes you gotta spend money though. I understand people want to save money for their child, it's expensive, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's ridiculous, man. Every single year I hear about you parents out there leaving y'all's child in the car. I'm just disgusted by that, man. Every single year around the summertime. Oh, such and such lady left her son in the car. You know, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You know, they need to start charging parents murder too. If you leave your child in the car and your child died from it, you should be charged with murder. Every single last one of y'all should be charged with murder. Even if the child survives, charge the parent attempted murder. Well, I just went in there for a couple of minutes. No. You know how many times the judges and prosecutors don't heard that bullshit as excuse? They don't heard that same old bullshit excuse like, well, I was only in there for about like a minute or so. I was coming right back out. You know how many times they don't heard that excuse? They don't heard that excuse so many times, man. They don't even care about that, man. They don't heard it from y'all. It ain't gonna work. Excuse me. I'm kind of sick though. I think I got the summer cold though. I don't normally get sick around the summertime though, but I've been taking some medicine to knock this cold out though. That's one reason why I ain't really been live streaming like that. But yeah, people, yeah. Parents, stop leaving your child in this hot ass damn car. Stop it already, all right? Poor innocent kids in there just suffocating there for nothing, all because you parents in there too stingy to pay somebody or have somebody watch your kids or whatever like that, all because of that. You know, I learned, you know, if you know it's the summertime, it's still, if it's the summertime and you want to go out and buy groceries, the best time to go out and buy groceries is early in the morning. Get up early in the morning to buy your groceries. Buy your groceries early in the morning. That's what I do. I don't go out no 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and try to buy groceries. I always go out and buy my groceries like around 7 or 8 o'clock, whatever store opens early. Only when you catch me out in the afternoons unless I'm coming home from work. Other than that, when I go out and buy groceries, man, I do it in the morning time. I do it before it gets hot. But anyway, that's all I want to say, y'all. Peace.